What's up, everybody? Welcome to Happy Go by Hannah. I'm Hannah, and this is where I strive to help you cultivate a happy creative life. Today is the first episode in a series of interviews. I'm calling these HappyGo Scibbles, quick sketches of an artist. And today with me, our first guest, I have Alicia Whitman. Would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm Alicia Whitman. I actually signed my paintings Alicia B Whitman.
Okay.
That's my website and everything. I am a mom of 5 creative little crazy kids, and I am an art teacher and a painter. I love it all. I love all creative endeavors.
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh, this is a big family.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So this is a mini interview, but I told you this isn't a rushed interview. Mini just means I only have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Question number 1. What do you love to create? We're talking medium, subject, size. What is it that you like to make?
Well, my favorite thing to create with is watercolors. I love watercolor paints. I actually got into them when I was in college and I was pregnant with my first child. And I was in a bunch of classes that had a ton of toxic chemicals. And I was like, maybe this isn't the best thing here. And so I took a watercolor class and I just totally fell in love with it. Like, a lot of people don't like watercolor because they feel like you can't control it a ton. And I think the key is learning to embrace that and letting watercolor be watercolor. And it's amazing because it does a ton of the work for you. Like, it moves and it mixes on its own. And you just get those really spontaneous, fun, natural things happening. And whenever I paint with any other medium, I'm like, it's not going anywhere. It's just staying there.
Yeah, it's
so
tricky. That's awesome. I can see some of your paintings behind you.
Yes.
This is what you've been working on lately?
Yeah, a bunch of them are. And you can see, like, I have a lot of control. Like, I'm not all loosey-goosey in my paintings, but in the areas that I paint, I will let the watercolors do really cool little effects and stuff. But the key to controlling watercolor is to only getting the area wet that you want to work with. And then you can have a lot of control and you can have sharp lines and you can do exactly what you want to do, but still have kind of the fun spontaneity.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
What is most important to you when you're creating? Is it a meaning that you're striving for? Is it the process itself? What makes creating important to you?
I think the most important thing to me is I want to create happy artwork that makes people happy. I feel like there's way too much that's discouraging in the world. I mean, 2020 alone has shown us that, but just in general. And then, I'm a very busy mom of 5, and I really try and keep our schedule limited so we have lots of time as a family, but there's a lot of us that's just busy. Life is busy, and if we aren't intentional about it, it just gets away from us, and we don't get to really enjoy the moment. So with my artwork, I mostly do landscapes because I love to explore. We do a lot of hiking and mountain biking and skiing and stuff as a family. And when I'm out in nature, I feel like I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I can just take that deep breath and calm down. And I just feel rejuvenated. And so I try and share that feeling in my art, trying to remind people to, like, just take a deep breath, like, calm down, look around. Yes, there's lots of horrible things going on in the world, but there's a lot of beauty and there's a lot of goodness. And I feel like in nature, I see that so easily, and that helps me then see it in people and in situations and stuff if I'm getting enough time out there. So I feel like my artwork is bringing that nature inside and on your walls to help remind you of all that goodness and beauty that's there.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I love that too, making happy things. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at my notes here. I'm looking a little disorganized. All right. What do you do in your everyday life, whether it is in your art or otherwise, to live a happy creative life?
I think it's a couple of really simple things. First step would be to take time out to like fill your bucket, basically. And for me, as I mentioned, that's getting outside into nature. And so, like, when I'm feeling blah and when I'm having a painting block, if I can just get out in the woods and feel that inspiration and just soak that up, that's going to help me be able to put that out there a little bit more. So the first thing for me is to get out and get inspired. And I do sometimes also spend time looking at images from art history or other artists' work, and that will also inspire me to be like, oh, I want to create cool things too. So that also helps. So that's probably step one, is get inspired, do the things that inspire you. And then step two is just picking up the paintbrush and doing it. Because a lot of times when I'm struggling to get a painting done or something, it's because I haven't even started. And that seems like such a simple, obvious thing, but maybe I don't feel like I have enough energy that day to be creative, or I just don't feel like it's flowing. But once I get going, often that'll come. So it's one of those like fake it till you make it. Like you just gotta jump in. And actually, I don't feel like I'm a very naturally creative person. Like I don't feel like that's one of my real talents. But I've discovered it's really like a muscle. It's something you strengthen the more that you do. And if I take like 2 weeks off of painting, I feel so rusty and like there's no creativity coming to me. And it's again, just, okay, I just got to start doing it. Just got to start putting paint on the page. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but I just got to do something. And that gets that creativity flowing. And as a mom, really wanting to encourage my kids to be creative, I think the number one thing that I've tried to do is make the opportunities available to them. Provide the materials. We have a ridiculous amount of art supplies in our house. And it's kind of a mess and it's all over the place. I mean, you don't want to see everything I'm looking at, because I have in my art studio, my kids have a corner that's their table and their supplies and stuff, but just providing the supplies. And I'm not afraid to let them get messy. I've had lots of other moms be like, oh, but do you really let your kids paint? Like it's such a mess. I'm like, yeah, it's totally worth it though. Like I'd rather them be a messy paint mess rather than just sitting in front of the TV playing video games. Like I want them to have that chance to make a mess and learn how to make it into something beautiful. So I think those, for myself and for my kids, those are the main ways I try to cultivate that creativity.
That is so wonderful. There's so much wisdom in that. Thank you so much for sharing. And oh, sorry, there's a cat making noise behind me. It's the jingling.
Just wants to be a part of it.
It's fine. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I'll be sure to link your social media in the description below. And thank you to everyone for watching this interview. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time. Bye.